When I was 20 years old, something happened that I still can't forget. Even though it's been 7 years, it still crosses my mind when nights get too quiet. At that time, I was studying at university. Life was simple: lectures in the morning, late night suppers, and laughing with friends about stupid things. There were 7 of us in total, close friends since our first year. During that first year, we all stayed in the university hostel. It was noisy, cramped, and sometimes smelly, but it felt like home. When the second year came, we were told that the hostel would no longer provide rooms for our batch, so we had to find a place outside campus. For almost 2 weeks, we went around the area looking for something affordable but decent. Everything we saw was either too far or too expensive. Until one afternoon, while searching through housing ads, I found one that stood out: a single-story terrace house, just a 10-minute walk from the university. The rent was surprisingly low. I called the number and an older man answered. His voice was calm and polite. We met the next day. The man was in his late 50s, wearing a plain shirt and slacks. He didn't talk much, just showed us around the house. The place looked old but clean. The walls were yellowed from age and the furniture was basic, but it had enough rooms for all of us. When I told him we were students, he smiled faintly. "Ah, students, then I'll give you a discount. You boys deserve a good start." It sounded kind, too kind maybe, but we didn't question it. We were just relieved to finally find a house we could afford. Within a week, we moved in. The first 2 weeks were normal. We were busy settling in, cleaning, setting up our beds, organizing who got which room. We spent most evenings watching movies, ordering food, or chatting until we fell asleep. If that story sent a chill down your spine, or if you've ever felt that presence in the dark, please hit the like button. It truly helps the channel grow and tells me you want more stories like this. But by the 3rd week, I started to notice small things that felt different. It began with little noises. Sometimes at night, I'd hear faint footsteps in the hallway when everyone was asleep. Slow, deliberate steps that stopped right outside my door. When I got up to check, there'd be no one there. Another time, one of my friends swore he saw a light flicker in the kitchen when all the switches were off. But we laughed it off. The wiring was old, maybe. We tried not to think much about it. After all, it was an old house. Old houses make sounds. Then, one night, something happened that none of us will ever forget. It was a Friday night. We didn't have classes the next morning, so we decided to hang out in the living room. Around 11 p.m., one of my friends, Farid, suggested something fun. He said he'd seen a game online, something called Spirit of the Coins. It was basically like a homemade Ouija board. He said all we needed was a large piece of paper, a coin, and a bit of courage. At first, everyone laughed it off, but 5 of us, me, Farid, Ikmal, and 2 others, decided to try it out of curiosity. We used an A3 sheet, drew all the alphabets, numbers from 0 to 9, and a small square that said home. We placed a 1 coin in the middle. The others sat on the couch, watching and making jokes. The living room light was dim. Just 1 table lamp in the corner. We all placed a finger lightly on the coin. Farid started, "If any spirit is here, please give us a sign." For a minute, nothing happened. Then the coin started to move, slowly, but definitely moving. We all looked at each other. Nobody laughed this time. Farid's voice trembled slightly. "What's your name?" The coin slid, letter by letter. Ahmad. Ahmad. Farid asked again, "Ahmad, how did you die?" The coin started moving faster this time. M-U-R-D-E-R-E-D. Murdered. We all went silent. The air felt heavier, colder. Then one of my friends, Ikmal, said, "Stop it. This is getting weird." He lifted his finger off the coin. The moment he did, he froze. His eyes rolled back and his mouth opened. But the sound that came out wasn't human. He screamed, but it didn't sound like his voice. It was deep, harsh, almost like someone else screaming through him. His body started shaking violently. We panicked. Everyone shouted at once. I grabbed him, but he was thrashing so hard I could barely hold on. Fareed yelled, "We need to take him out of here." I ran for my motorcycle keys. We carried him out together and put him in the middle seat. I rode as fast as I could to the nearest mosque, which was about 10 minutes away. The moment we reached the mosque compound, he went silent, completely silent. Then he fainted. We brought him inside. A man there, an Ustaz, came to help. We explained everything. The game, the name Ahmad, the screaming. The Ustaz listened quietly. Then he said softly, "You have opened a door you should never open." He told us to stay there that night. We laid Ikmal down and tried to rest on the floor, but no one could sleep. Every now and then, I'd glance over and see him breathing heavily, his eyes twitching even in sleep. In the morning, the Ustaz followed us back to the house. The moment he stepped through the door, he frowned. He began reciting prayers while walking through each room. After a few minutes, he turned to us and said, "Pack your things. Don't stay here anymore." We didn't argue. We packed everything by noon. Before leaving, I called the landlord to tell him what had happened and that we couldn't stay there anymore. He was quiet for a few seconds. Then I asked, "Sir, can I ask you something? Who is Ahmad?" There was a long pause before he answered. "Ahmad used to be one of my tenants. 10 years ago, he was murdered inside that house." My chest tightened. "Did they ever find who did it?" I asked. "No," he said. "Police never caught anyone. They said he was found in the living room, right where you boys played that game." I didn't know what to say. He sighed, and his voice lowered. "You shouldn't have tried to talk to the dead, son." Then he hung up. We stayed in the university hostel for a few nights before finding another place. Ikmal went home for a few weeks. When he returned, he seemed different. He didn't talk much anymore. He'd zone out sometimes, staring into nothing. One night, while we were having dinner, he suddenly said, he wasn't angry, he was asking for help. We all looked at him, unsure what to say. He didn't look up. He just added quietly, "He's still there." After that, none of us ever brought it up again. Years have passed since that night. Most of us graduated, started working, and moved on. But sometimes, when I can't sleep, I still think about that old house, the way the coin moved and the way Ikmal screamed. I never went back there. I don't even know if that house still stands, but even after 7 years, I still can't forget that night. Because deep down, I keep wondering, what if Ahmad wasn't haunting that house? What if he was trying to tell us who killed him?